Hello everybody, this is Moldy Walnut from Not So Mainstream Gaming, and today I have unlocked all of the Peashooter variants, so I'm just going to quickly go over them. Obviously, if you want to read the biographies or whatever on any of these, just pause the video and you should be able to read it. So here's the basic Peashooter. Next up is the Fire Pea. After this we have the Ice, then the Toxic Pea, Commando Pea, and finally we have the Agent Pea. And next I will show them all off in game. Alrighty, so here is the standard Peashooter in the loading menu. Let's go ahead and play in game with him. Now, as with most of the other Peashooters, he is a splash damage dealt character, which means that you don't have to get a direct hit in order to damage them. You can hit next to them, still do some damage. This is very helpful for close quarters where there's a lot of people or they're moving really fast and you just can't seem to hit them, like right here. As usual, I'm not going to go over any of the effects or abilities that they have. Alright, here we have the Fire Pea. This is obviously on fire. He does leave a lasting effect, meaning that after I hit someone or hit near them, it will light them on fire and deal some damage after the fact. This is very, very good for crowds, or even just individual players if you need to hit and run. Alright, here we have the Ice Pea. This is obviously ice, which, as with all other ice characters, each time you hit them it slows them down and eventually it stacks up so that the enemy is frozen in place and they're easy pickings for killing them. Let's see if I can freeze a guy. This is actually my character, like the Peashooter, that I do the worst with for some reason. I haven't figured out why. Did they just... oh yeah, they did fall off the edge. Okay. I didn't realize that you could fall off the edge right there. So, these guys... oh no, they're killing our stuff. These are really good for support roles. Like, most of the other Peashooters are very good for just direct attacking. For some reason, the Ice Pea is very good with support because you can freeze the enemies in place. Alright, here we go. We're gonna freeze this guy. See how he's frozen? Just easy to kill. Alright, here we have the Toxic Pea, and this one is very helpful for being in the middle of a battle, because even if you don't hit anybody, you are still doing damage to them just because you're toxic. Now, a funny story on this one is, when I first started playing this guy, just listen to the sound it shoots. How it's that kind of squishy sound. My mom heard it from the other room and she thought it was one of the cats throwing up. Which, if you think about it, listen to this through a muffled door. And it kind of does sound like it. I thought it was pretty funny how she came in wondering, where's your cat? Is it throwing up? Oh no! Alright, here we have one of the more unique Pea characters. This is the Commando Pea. This guy, first thing that's very different is I'll just hold down the trigger. It's full auto, so that is one of the main and biggest differences that this class has. Also, it has no splash damage like most of the other variants. You have to get the direct hit with it. Let's see if I can respawn and actually kill some people. This is a very fun class. You're very up close and personal with them, and just the feeling of throwing down the full auto. It sounds very, very heavy damage dealing. Though it isn't as heavy as I would wish it was, it still is very, very good. Alright, and finally, the final character for the Peashooter classes is the Agent P. Now this one obviously looks pretty cool. It's actually the celery in his mouth is a silencer. So you're pretty much the more stealthy version of the Peashooter. Now, along with the Commando class, this one has no splash damage. You have to hit him directly on. But a cool thing about oh, and it's also semi-automatic. A cool thing about this one is that you can get the critical headshots or whatever, and it does more damage the closer you are. So if you're close or you're behind the enemies and you just pop headshots, you can get some kills very, very fast. Let's see if I can get close and do some damage. Now it is nearly as fast as you can pull the trigger. Like it still has its cap on it. You can't fire as fast. Okay, let's go ahead and get this guy. Alright, so that is all of the Peashooter classes in game. I hope that you at least found something from this video, like, oh, I like this class now. Oh, I wasn't sure if that class was as spectacular as I thought it would be. So I hope this taught something well. If you learned something, leave a like. Next video out today is the sunflower classes. I finally unlocked them all. Those are the last plant classes I need. So check that out. I will have that out soon. As always, I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.